everybody. Welcome to World 101 Podcast. I'm your host for this episode, Mr. Eddie V, the Chocolate Wonder with Thunder. Joining me is the lovely Red Velvet Beast himself, the host of World 101, the president, I should say, Mr. Larry Giver.
What up, everybody? We're back with another Warp World episode to cover the Microsoft press conference for E3 2017.
Yes.
Eddie's going to be taking the lead because he was taking notes because I was busy live tweeting. So for those of you that didn't catch it, go ahead and jump on our Twitter and check out all that fun stuff. You can see live reactions to the entire Microsoft press conference. But here we're going to go a little bit more in depth. So Eddie, I'm going to let you take the reins here for a change.
All right, thank you. We're going to actually start off with the reveal of Xbox Scorpio, which is now known as Xbox One X, as the letter X. It's coming out November 7th, releasing for $499.99, so it's actually confirmed for that price. And all accessories and games will work on Xbox One X. They did announce that last year when they codenamed it Scorpio, but everything is official. This is the smallest Xbox. They have 6 teraflops, 12 giga RAMs or something like that. It's like very impressive. Then 4K play and 4K Ultra UHD and all these other technical stuff. So it's going to look really good on your system at 4K. There will be some games still running at 30, but there are some games running at 60. Most of the showing for these games that they showed were running on the Xbox One X, and they made it so that you could get a good idea of how it looks in 1080p for this conference. But Larry, what's your thoughts about the system price? What are you feeling about it?
I think they priced a little lower than I would have expected, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Mm-hmm. I also think, too, that it was a missed opportunity that they did not do any split screening to show the difference in fidelity between Xbox One X and Xbox One. It's like, no, show me the difference.
Right.
Like, side by side that shit, because otherwise, like, I'm watching Forza 7 going, it looks pretty, but I don't know that it doesn't feel to me like it's nothing that I couldn't have gotten on my Xbox One.
Right, and it feels like that trailer, and we're going to get into Forza in a little bit, that trailer that they show, it still feels like a CG trailer. I'm like, this is not representing the full game, because even though it looks good in this trailer, there's some fadiness stuff that you don't actually do in the actual game. And where's like the menus and your speedometer and everything like that that's on your screen. So I don't know, like, it's just an example on how good it will look, but I don't know if it's going to look that good. Playing wise, it's different. Looking good, I don't know if it's going to be like that. I would definitely have to go to a Microsoft store and see, which is like an hour away from me actually. But, yeah, actually, what I can say, the design of it looks way better than all 3 of the PlayStation 4s. I don't care what anyone said.
It still looks like a generic black box to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still feel like it's something they pulled out of a Stanley Kubrick film.
It was weird.
Like, they should put it upright and there should be monkeys screaming at it, but, that's kind of been the thing for the last couple of iterations.
I was kind of waiting for it, because I thought they was going to do the black and white color, but the white is for the S. And I actually got happy because I thought that was one of my predictions was that the One X was going to come in a black and a white. Like, you get to choose 2 different colors of the same system. That would have been cool, I think. So.
Yeah, so that's One X. I mean, they certainly talked about it enough. Eddie and I were kind of giggling on Twitter because they couldn't seem to get out the words 4K and 60 FPS enough.
Oh, and
I told Eddie, told him, I'm like, you know what? A 4K 60 FPS dick in your mouth is still a dick in your mouth.
Exactly. And I was just like, please don't be saying this throughout the whole conference. Please, just don't. like they literally just made a drinking game in the beginning of the first 10 minutes of this conference. Um,
That's not
so
a drinking game. That's murder by alcohol poisoning.
yeah, that is true. Uh,
So
so we're gonna jump
yeah,
into
we've got hardware. Talk games.
yes,
That's the good shit.
yeah. I mean, we pretty much talked the hardware. The first game we're gonna jump back into was Forza Motorsport. 7 is coming out October 3rd of this year. It looks really good. I'm definitely I am gonna pick it up. Because I do like Forza Horizon 3. That looks beautiful. And I really can't wait to play Forza Motorsport 7. This will actually be my first motorsport of the Forza games. But it looks really good. They also introduced the Porsche 911 GT, something like that. And they brought the car on the stage and they were just like, everybody gets the first experience. And I was just like, no, you guys are the only one that have the game and the controller controlling the car. What experience are we going to get? Are we going to be able to have a demo where we could do it at home?
Yeah. Well, they were talking to the people in their audience, not those of us watching at home. But again, I keep your car reveals for your car shows. That's what they're for. I get it. I'm probably just a little on the cynical side, but the Forza Motorsport games aren't my cup of tea. I like the Horizon stuff; those are fun.
Yeah,
I open world. I like the super pretty. The Motorsport feels too much like Gran Turismo to me, which was never my thing. But I just the whole racing sim thing just never did much for me. But that's my own personal issue with it. Not that it's necessarily a bad game; it's just not my thing, and I can identify the difference. So,
yeah.
and the fact too that props to Microsoft, they can at least put these out, more consistently than Sony ever managed to do with Gran Turismo.
Yes.
Holy shit! Talk about delay, release delay. So it got old, and at this point, I'd be amazed if Sony doesn't just bury Gran Turismo and cede the victory to Microsoft at this point.
Pretty much. So moving on from that, they show Metro Exodus. They show just a trailer, like a gameplay idea. You're walking in the video. They show him walking through a subway, kind of like a tunnel, and it's dark, and you see dead bodies, and he finds some shotgun things, and then these wolves come out and attack them. He escapes the wolves. And then he's out in the open, in this beautiful world. He ends up fighting a bear who actually falls off a cliff, and then he ends up, traversing on the other side, and then he hops on the train and then leaves. And then it comes up saying Metro Exodus. I own Metro, actually both games, and they're good. They're not bad. But what are your thoughts about it, Larry?
Metro looks pretty, but I don't see much in there that I could point to and go, that's Metro. It doesn't have, to me anyways, any real distinguishing personality that screams Metro. It's like, here's a pretty shooter. Go ahead.
Yeah, and for some other reason, what they show, I'm like, this doesn't represent the full game or gameplay. I understand what it's trying to do. I'm like, but it's not going to look like this when the game actually comes out. But yeah, that was Metro Exodus. We don't have a release date. I believe it'll probably be out next year, 2018, sometime.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Moving on from that is Assassin's Creed Origins. That will be out October 27th, and the rumors about it being in Egypt is true. They kept talking about the beginning of the Brotherhood and stuff, and I was thinking it was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood too, but it's not. Like the gameplay that they showed was pre-alpha, but it's like pre-alpha gameplay, and they're making this a Tom Clancy game without it being Tom Clancy. Like the Eagle is the drone of the game, and
I stopped caring about Assassin's Creed. It became an annual perennial, every year more of the same thing over and over, and it needed a break. And I don't know if it's long enough break for me to. It looks pretty. I think it was stupid that they had a trailer and then somebody talk about it and then a gameplay. It's like, really? You couldn't have just put some gameplay into the trailer and been done? We didn't need to take that much time with it. We've known for like 10 years now what the hell Assassin's Creed is. Just spice some actual gameplay into the trailer. Move along.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I'm just like, it's an Ubisoft design game, and we're still holding a button to pick something up. I'm like, whatever. But yeah, it's decent if you're into
Too
that
much
game.
time spent on it.
Yeah. So like I said, Assassin's Creed Origins is coming out on October 27th. PlayerUnknown Battleground is a Xbox One console launch. It's going to be late 2017, so it's going to be released first on Xbox. The time window, I do not know. They just said late 2017, so it could be 2 or 3 weeks after the system release. So maybe this game might come on PlayStation. Who knows? But I know for right now it's on PC. People are having fun with it, and it was a big win for Xbox, definitely, to get this game on their system. So, now my question is it a system seller? I really don't know.
Nope, it still looks stupid to me. I can't get over the name. I don't care if it's been a big deal on PC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still looking at it and I go, wow, most generic name ever.
And that's where our conversation was talking about. Is anything else on the system on this press conference any less generic? So,
well, there was at the end, but we'll get there.
Yeah. But I mean, it looks. People are having fun with it. There's a lot of comedy people get out of it, so it's the comedy and the commentary that you will see. It's probably going to be good for people who are good at streaming and stuff, who got a big streaming fan base. Maybe it'll be something good for them. Moving on, Deep Rock Galactic is a console launch exclusive. Ooh, goodness. I'm like, what pre-build did you guys not finish to bring this on? It looks like a DreamWorks game that they thought it was done and was able to show. I'm like, these textures don't look good at all. I'm assuming it's an indie game, so let's go with that. And it didn't give us a date for it. Any thoughts, Larry?
More generic-ish looking things. It looked slightly more interesting, at least, than PlayerUnknown's Battleground to me. It looks simplistic, so that seems stylized.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere in there, I find myself kind of drawn to it. So it could just be me, but there it is, all the same.
Oh, okay. So moving on from that, they introduced State of Decay 2 spring 2018, which is weird that it's going to take that long. I thought it would be ready, but guess not. And this was kind of almost like a dick move at the end, that the guy saved the girl, and then the girl let the dude die. It ends up fighting the big kind of creature. It's a survival kind of zombie apocalypse game. If you played the first State of Decay, then you probably will be interested in playing this one. Like I said, spring 2018, so I'm thinking maybe March or April for this game. Thoughts, Larry?
I already tweeted on on our Twitters that I don't want another fucking zombie game until I get Left 4 Dead 3.
Good luck with that one.
Well, beyond that, I'm fucking tired of zombie games. There's already so bloody many of them. It just
Yes. So,
It needs to stop for a while.
well, we should move on from that. The next game they talked about was the Darwin Project. It's a console exclusive. I kind of don't remember this one because they didn't show much of it. They showed 10 seconds of gameplay and then moved on from it.
Yeah, it didn't quite grab me.
Okay, so we're moving on from that. Minecraft update. Right now they're uniting players. It's going to have a massive community to run servers. Of course, everybody who owns the Xbox One S and I believe also X, that you're going to get a 4K update in fall of 2017. And it was kind of cool to see that someone made the Switch system in Minecraft, and I was just like, okay, that's cool. I'm like, that's not a dig at Nintendo. I'm like, that's kind of love and kind of represent. Like, I could dig that Microsoft. Props to them. I don't think you have any thoughts for it. So should I continue on?
You know what? I do have some things to chip in. I'm not super nuts about Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the art style was charming originally. I'm beyond sick of seeing it. The super duper graphics pack looks pretty. Like it doesn't look like a bleeding eyesore to me for once. I I don't know that I'll get it and play it, but I can at least tolerate to look at it for change.
Yeah, and I kind of want to
It
see.
should be a nice change of pace.
Yeah, I kind of want to see how it does with the community, with uniting players. I mean, I think that would be good. It's kind of weird they didn't show Wii U for it, but I think they're just doing Switch, Xbox One, and I think probably PS4. I think also.
More than likely. I think it's funny that they said we're uniting everyone, but they wouldn't say any names.
Yeah, they let the trailer show that all of that. So, and just to let everybody know, they did announce that all the games that they showed is available for pre-order, and you can pre-order those games digitally on the store on your Xbox One, on your S, and I think Windows 10 platform. So you guys could download, do that if you're interested. Moving on, Dragon Ball Fighter Z is coming early 2018. They're introducing a 3 versus 3. At first, I was just like, "Is this
No,
the
3v1?
No, they said 3 versus 3.
There was a 3v1.
Oh, that might be a different mode then. I know they said
Because I saw
3v3.
three of them trying to all whoop on Cell together.
Yeah, I wonder if they beat up 2 other people when they were trying to do it. Well, the thing about it, I was looking at it. I was just at first when they showed it, I'm like, "Is this the frame rate?" I was just like, "Ooh, this bug dropped." I'm like, "Oh no!" And then they actually got into the game, and it was kind of fast paced. But I was just like, "Yee."
You know, I looked at it and I thought, Dragon Ball Z game looks like Dragon Ball Z. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, the next one that they showed was Black Desert. It's a console exclusive. It's an MMO. Really looks good. I real give it to it. This one looks good. It kind of reminded me almost out of Final Fantasy 14. Because I'm like, okay, they got Stormblood. I'm like, no, but that came out. Do they got another DLC? Like, it literally looks like Final Fantasy 14. And the way I was seeing some of the action and the magic, I'm like, okay, that's big, very, kind of very graphical stuff. But the action, I actually thought, I'm like, are y'all doing a stylish action game like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry or Ninja Gaiden? Because if you guys are, I'm down for that. Like, I'm all for some fast-paced combo action in the MMO.
No, it looked decent. It didn't look super standout to me, but it didn't look horrific. I think I want to see a little more before I get to a point where I pass judgment yet.
Yeah. I was just
This is kind of the downfall of doing things the way they did. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate when you try and cram as much stuff in as humanly possible, but it means that you take away the opportunity for a lot of the smaller stuff to shine like it should.
Yeah. And I will say this about Microsoft Conference, that they did give us a lot of new IPs. So that is a major to me for them. So big ups to them for that. Moving on from that is the Artful Escape. This also is a console launch exclusive. It looks like you play this boy with a third eye in his head, and he has a guitar, and it's kind of just like a platform. I don't know if it's like a full runner. It reminds me of the Switch indie that's coming out with the girl, how she died, and she's like playing as death.
Yeah,
It was giving me that vibe.
I could see a little bit of that in the art direction. I do think it oozes a unique style. I like it. I'm not entirely sure what I'm in for, but they've piqued my curiosity enough that I will probably spend money on it.
Yeah, I think if they price it at $10, I'll be fine with it. I just need to see more of it and get an idea of its gameplay. Moving on from that, Code Vein. This 2018. This one is from Namco Bandai. It was known codename Project Vein. I think that was it. It looks like anime-inspired Dark Souls, Demon Souls kind of game. Any thoughts about that one? I mean, I kind of like the name Code Vein, all in one word. Like, I think the name is awesome. As for the gameplay, it looks good. I'm not knocking at the gameplay, and the graphics look good too. So,
no, it doesn't look bad at all. Again, it's another one that it looks pretty, but it doesn't look. It looks kind of nondescript at the same time. It just again, there's not anything there that really jumps out to me and says, "This is my unique expression." This. I am going to be a game that I can be identified at a quick glance just by my style.
Oh, okay, yeah. So moving on from that, The Last Night. This is also a console exclusive launch. It's like a sprite base. It looks like an adventure game, and I'm getting like Snatcher / the one with Harrison Ford in it. Where the robots are taking.
Oh, you mean Logan's Run?
Is it? No, it's not Logan's Run. It's the robots they have on the humanoid skin, and Harrison Ford is trying to find out. It's like a mystery thing.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot think of that movie. Snatcher was the one that was by Hideo Kojima by Konami, where the robots was killing people and like kind of taking their skin or taking their place and stuff, and they couldn't use suntan lotion because it would like mess up the skin complex. But that's the vibe that I was getting off of it. I mean, it's a sprite-based game, and
it looked. You know what it reminded me of just a tidge? Flashback.
Yes, I was thinking about that too, and I couldn't think of the name.
Is this like a new Flashback movie? What, or a game? I'm like, huh?
And I wonder because they was like directed by Tom Sedit or something like that, and I'm thinking, I was thinking that I'm like, is this something familiar to Flashback? Because I wonder.
Looked interesting.
Yeah, I'm ready to get more info about that game, but that might be a game I would download to play. Just to see what the story is about, because I was digging it. I literally was digging it.
Blade Runner.
Yes, that's it.
I had the two flipped around in my head. Blade Runner.
Yes, and I couldn't think of that when he pulled out the gun at the end, and the thing with the whatever was in the shadow was shaking and was looking. I was just like, he has to be something humanoid or something cyber, and it has to deal with something with this kind of story for this game.
Yeah, no, it looks at that. That's piqued my interest.
Yes, so I think that's another game we'll probably both have. Yeah, we're both getting a way out, so that's going to be interesting. Listen to the last episode at EA, and you'll find out more. Moving on from that, Tacoma is coming out August 2nd. Well, actually, before we get to Tacoma, Sea of Thieves is coming out early 2018. Someone said that it looks like it got a visual overhaul. And they show more about what this game is. So it looks like you'll be able to hunt treasure with your crew, but also the people that you're with have to keep enemies and stuff off. You'll return to your ship with the treasure, but you also have to fight other players online. And it depends, like, if you survive or nothing. And if you get left, you possibly could die, like getting eaten by a shark. And it also shows that you could get into a canyon and it shoots you out. But they still didn't give no date. It's going to be next year. So I'm thinking maybe February or March.
I can't be fucked to care. It still looks slow and uninteresting to me. I know at this point I'm in the minority, but it just looks boring as shit.
Well, then, we'll move on then. Tacoma is coming out.
I would say Adrian had some choice words about that on Twitter when that was getting shown. But so I'm like, you know what? I'm not knocking you for it, man. Go for it. It's just, to me, it looks so slow paced.
And
it just wasn't doing it for me.
And I'll pick it up if anybody wants to play. If it don't get no love around here and stuff, I'll pick it up and be like, if you guys want to play, let's play. That help me do a review, get a better understanding. Because I like Rare.
I would love to be proven wrong.
Yeah. Well, we can move on from that then. Tacoma, like I said, is coming August 2nd. Looks really good. Space, adventure, running around.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to open up my wallet for Tacoma because it looked pretty fucking sweet.
You do that.
Like,
I'm going to wait to hear your thoughts.
There's something about the style on that just like grabbed me. I'm like, I don't know what the hell it is, but I want it.
Well, see, because I don't know what style it is. Because, see, I don't know if it's a first-person adventure or if it's a third-person adventure. Because it looked like it was going back and forth. Like, from the first time they showed it off till what they showed off today. So I don't know what style it is.
It's just there was something about it that I can't quite put my thumb on that made me go, I want that.
Oh, well.
I want that now.
Well, moving on for that then. Well, that's actually the first game that's coming out from all the games that have been announced and that's being released. So, August 2nd, if you guys are interested, pick it up. The next game was Super Lucky's Tale, November 7th. This is also a console launch exclusive. It's like a 3D, 2D platforming game, like very cute. Someone told me that it looks like Conquer. I was like, no, that's Rare. And then at first it was just like, did someone rip off Tales? And I was just like, no, they didn't. It's very cutesy. So, this is kind of a game that's going to probably be a hit among kids who own, who want an Xbox One but are very young, like 5 or 7. So they're kind of going a little bit, with a family route with this game. It's probably the only family game that was in this whole conference. But your thoughts, Larry, about it?
First of all, Super Lucky's Tale looks like what Yooka-Laylee should have been. Second of all,
yes,
it's too adorable. I must have it. Oh my god, it's too damn cute. All the cute.
Yeah, so that'd be a game to actually look out. So that's actually coming out with the game being released on Xbox One X. So moving on. Yes, finally. Cuphead is coming out September 29th. If you guys are interested in this game, you can pre-order it now. And I don't know if they're doing physical yet, but I'm probably going to go on my Xbox One and see how much it's going to be. I didn't get a price for it just yet, but I might pre-order this game like right now, like right after the show, because I've been waiting for this game. They look like they added more bosses and stuff, so the game looks like it's going to be longer. Finally, they better not delay this game or I'm going to be upset.
I was almost a little irked at the fact that they did not acknowledge or apologize that it's taken this fucking long.
Exactly. Uh,
Like you could have hyped that. It's like, we know you've been waiting. It's finally coming. Here's the day, Cuphead.
and see,
And no,
I literally thought that that was going to be a game that was going to release today, like right after the conference. I would have bought it right now, but
it would have been a smart move. I was actually, that's another thing. I'm a little shocked that they didn't have much of anything where they went, and it's out now. Go download it.
yes, yes. So, moving
Like,
on from Cuphead, that game I just want it so bad now.
about fucking time.
Yes. Crackdown 3 is going to be out November 7th. Terry Crews is going to be voicing one of the characters. It has more of a cel shaded art style to it. It looks fun. I'm down with it. I'll probably pick it up and give it a try.
This is another one that's been waiting in the wings for far too long for Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
It looks pretty. Not gonna lie, I watched the trailer though, and there are parts where I'm like, why does this look framey? Like there were parts where it looked like it was like dropping or skipping frames. Maybe it's just me, but dude, go back and rewatch it. You'll see it.
Well, yeah, I gotta rewatch it because I want to get the indie games. Which is the next part that they did, the ID at Xbox. They released some new indie titles, but I kind of didn't get that information because I wonder what happened with the indie games that was supposed to come out last year that they showed. Like, I don't see any of them like being released. Like, We Happy Few, they didn't even show that game. They didn't even announce it or anything. I'm like, isn't this full game supposed to be out? Like, what's going on?
That's still been floating around on Games Preview.
Oh, for Steam?
No, on Xbox One. Dude, I've got the preview of it.
Oh.
I've had it for like fucking months and months.
I thought they did it on
No
Steam.
full game yet, but they've got a preview of it up on Xbox One. Very briefly, it was actually free to download the preview. I think now it's at like $20 to download the fucking preview, but it's interesting. But yeah, that's one that I am a little surprised that was not talked about. This just hits on the fact that there were so many games that fell into that just feels too generic category.
Yes.
Whereas they could have shaved back on the volume and dug up a few more and spent a little more time with those that are a little higher profile on the indie tier that have a little more personality. We could have taken a little bit more time to, hype up Cuphead properly for its now impending release.
Yes.
We should have been talking about We Happy Few. There's another one coming up that I am super fucking gleeful about that we'll be talking about that I wish I would have gotten a little more talk time on or shown me a little more. Mm-hmm. I still kind of can't believe it's happening, but good on you, Microsoft. I'm still a little pissed, too, that there was no talk about finishing or fucking fixing Recore, but, what are you going to do?
Oh, I'll talk about that one because there was a game that I was just like, this is Recore done right, and I'll let you know which game that is going to be because you'll be hard to be shocked.
But I've derailed us, so let's keep moving.
Well, Ashen, Ashen, that's a console launch exclusive for Xbox. We don't have a date for it.
It looks boring.
It looks okay. Yeah, it looks a little bit boring because they did a lot of CG trailer for it, so I'm not seeing a lot of gameplay for it just yet. But it looks fine. Life is Strange Before the Storm. This is the prequel to the game Life is Strange. This is the first one out of 3 parts, and it's going to be released on August 21st, and you guys can pre-order this game also if you would like to. I got the whole Life is Strange free on PSN. I got the first chapter done, but I got to do the other 4 and get through it.
Yeah. I will say, watching the preview for Life is Strange, it it's another one that really does kind of ooze personality.
Yes. Yep.
Like it looks distinctive. It oozes personality. I'm fascinated by it.
And this is the only Square Enix game that we've seen at a press conference, because they did reveal Kingdom Hearts 3 overnight last night, and they now have the trailer with English subtitles. It looks good with that game.
You can find that on our Facebook page. I put that up there for everybody.
Yes. It looks good. I was really digging the music more than the gameplay. I don't know. That may be just me. Moving on from that, Shadow of War is coming out October 10th, 2017. It looks like now you can recruit people that you defeat, or you can shame them or kill them. It looks fine. Not.
It looks like they toned back the visuals from the last one a little bit, almost. In exchange, though, it looks a lot brighter. It looks a lot more vibrant and colorful than the other one. And I'm okay with that. I just wasn't expecting that.
It looked like they tweaked it, like they made it a little bit better, but not too much.
And it's fucking funny.
Yes.
It was fucking funny.
Yes. So
was not expecting that much humor out of that trailer. I was pleasantly pleased. Like, define focus on.
Yes. So the one that, of course, Larry is probably gonna have a lot to say, and definitely this is an automatic buy. Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
I fucking shit myself in joy.
Okay, and this was rumored that. Hold on. This was rumored that it was going to be shown, but we didn't have no confirmation till they actually showed it, and it looks like it's going to probably take place in another area. But Ori is somehow involved, and they start the trailer out with a guy playing the piano, and then it goes into like piano and violin. So of course the music and the artwork is detailed, beautiful.
Oh, it's so fucking pretty. It hurts.
Oh my goodness!
I watched it and I kept going. It looks like Ori, and I kept thinking, nah, it can't be. There's no way they would try to set that up. You know, I couldn't fathom they would do something like that.
You want to know why?
And then he came running onto the screen. I'm like, oh my God.
But you want to know why? You want to know why earlier that I knew it was Ori? Because there was another alien kind of looking thing with a long tail that the fella left, and it looked like a dark Ori. Like it looked.
I know, and I thought it. And I'm like, I can't commit getting my hopes from this. I don't know, but I've had my heart broke so many damn times getting excited for something in particular, and it just doesn't come. And so I'm like, I don't know. It's such a weird thing for me anymore because I want to get excited and I want to go, it's the thing I want, because as soon as I do, they take it away, and it's not the thing that I wanted.
With this one, they gave it to you. And there really wasn't no plans that I knew of that they was going to make a Ori 2, but I am so glad that they are making it. I don't feel the emotional impact like I did the first trailer, but it was kind of nice when Ori came out to comfort that little owl, and the wide shot goes back and you see, I guess, the parents. They're dead. You see like their bones laying, and then it's just like a whole destruction of like an owl village. And I was just like, whoa, this game is really getting dark. Like they're going there for it. So who knows? Maybe Ori will return the forest or that area back to life. But we shall see. It was very touching, and hopefully that owl does play a part in the game, and you can play two-player. A two-player member.
I'm just so fucking excited. You just don't understand. So excited.
Yes. So we don't. So like
at this point, if I don't get a new Metroid on Tuesday, this is Microsoft wins for doing that.
Well,
That's it. Game over.
well,
Sony, you got no hope. Sorry, guys.
well, like I said, Ori and the Will of the Wisp don't have no release date, but do keep track of that game. It's pretty much a
Well, you
must
know I'm
buy.
going to. Shit.
Yeah, it's pretty much a must buy for any Xbox owner. It's just this game needs to be in your library. After this, which was a real shock though, Backwards Compatible is coming back with original Xbox games. Yes, the original Xbox. That'll be out later on this year. They're starting out with Crimson Skies, and then they'll be releasing more titles for it. So you'll actually have Xbox and 360 games all on one. So you have a huge library of probably about maybe 800 games plus plus this library.
I don't think the launch of the backwards compatibility for the XPOs is going to be a huge selection.
Mm-hmm.
I do think I think it's a very calculated move in the fact it's going to be an opportunity to do a little bit of money grub, because I almost guarantee you everything that goes backwards compatible in terms of Xbox original, they're going to be selling digitally, because how many people are holding on to, for the most part, you and I are kind of a weird exception
Yes.
To the rule here, but for the most part, how many people held on to their Xbox original games still, that they were just waiting for this to come? No, I'm guarantee you they start selling them digital so that they can ding you for another $15-$20 again.
Right, because there
for
are
a 10-15-year-old game.
because there are going to be people who are going to be looking for Halo, Knights of the Old Republic, J Empire. Like they're going to be looking for these games, and people who want that physical going to probably jack up the price. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see how it rolls out. But if it rolls out just like the 360 backwards compatible games did, then that's a huge win for Microsoft.
I'll be curious to see which games make the list.
Yes. 30 titles for free update on Xbox One X. So if you own, for example, Killer Instinct, Gears of War 4, or Forza Horizon 3 and Halo Wars 2 and some other games, you'll get a free update. For right now, that's going to come later on down in the line. Like they're going to start off with 30 titles and then go from there. But last but not least, the game that I first thought was just like, oh, this is Recore, but better, is Anthem. So Microsoft and EA actually revealed what the gameplay is, and a lot of people feel like this is going to be the Destiny killer. It looks beautiful. It really looks great. A lot of people are assuming that this is what Mass Effect should have been in the long run. They didn't really do much action. They did a lot of running and then showed that people could join into the game and they could go out and wander around and fight together. But that's how they ended the show with on Anthem.
I got less of a Destiny feel off of the Anthem trailer here than I did yesterday with the EA show, which is not a bad thing, at least for me. I'm not a Destiny person. It's just not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what I saw here, I'm more interested in this now than I was yesterday, because this is less of what I was expecting it to be and more of something I would want to play.
Yes, that I agree.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So that was the Microsoft Xbox conference. And I don't know if they're gonna have. They probably have some gameplay reveals. You could go to Mixer. I think that's on the system. You guys can check that out. Overall, I kind of give this for me personally, I give it out a 4 out of 5 Yoshi coins.
I think it, like I said, it was a solid show. It could have done with a little more substance over quantity, but
yes.
in all, I think Microsoft, for the most part, did what they needed to do. This year, like I've been saying all along, was going to be very telling for them. If they were going to bring hardware to the table like One X, then they needed to have a fuck ton of games to back it up. And I mean, they brought that to the table. I don't think all of them were of great quality necessarily, but there was enough there, and there were enough there in terms of quality that I think they delivered what they needed to. I don't think they surpassed anybody's expectation of what they needed to do.
Right.
I think if they really wanted to do that, they would have been trudging out actually a few more sequels from some of the early Xbox One and from some of the 360 era. I would have liked to have seen them bring Sunset Overdrive back around. Would have been a smart one.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been an opportune time for them to try and get EA to drag some stuff back out, even if EA wasn't going to show it at their show. This would have been a great time to try and grab a couple of exclusives with them from some of their older properties like Dead Space, Mirror's Edge, Army of Two, things like that would have been great there. I think it was a little odd that, and honestly, it was a little refreshing to not see them throwing third-party non-console exclusives like Call of Duty up with the mindset that they want people to believe it's a console exclusive to them when it's not. And that's another thing. Holy shit. We got an Xbox show without Call of Duty?
Because Sony has it. Sony has the exclusive.
I know. It feels weird this year, It's one of those things that's been just ingrained into the Xbox show for the last how many years? It's strange.
I think that happened when Sony did the deal with Activision just all together. Like, because is Activision doing Crash Bandicoot or not? I don't think so. But when they did Destiny, I think they end up doing like Call of Duty. They stole it under from Microsoft's rug. But
no, overall a solid showing. Like I said, just on the merits of Ori alone, unless Nintendo brings me new Metroid on Tuesday, Microsoft wins because fuck yes, new Ori.
Yes, everybody. So that's our thoughts. Those are the games that were released and shown. Like I said, Xbox One X is going to be $499.99.
It's $500. Shut the hell up.
Not with tax. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's not going to be $499.99 with tax either.
I know. I couldn't say her $499 because I said $49. That's why I messed up. And it's coming out November 7th. There's going to be some console exclusives. And it looks like what they showed was a mix of third party, but actually maybe a lot of indies. I think a lot of people a lot of games that they showed was coming from indie developers. So that is the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter at world1_1podcast. You can email us at world101podcast@gmail.com. Hear more about on Shout NZ. Check out our Facebook page at World101 Podcast and at World11 Podcast forum page. What we got coming up next is Bethesda, and we also got Digital Devolver coming up too. Anything else, Larry, that you got to add?
Like you said, make sure you check out the Twitter. I will be up live tweeting reactions to all the shows throughout today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. The Bethesda show, as I recall, is going to be fucking fuck all late tonight at like midnight my time. Mm-hmm. But so you'll see the Warp World episode for that go up on Monday morning, bright and early. Other than that, no, I think we're good, and we'll see you guys back after the Bethesda show. Make sure you tune in, and we'll be chatting with anybody on Twitter for the Bethesda show as well.
Yes, and with that, everybody, we are out. Bye.
Peace.